Hello, everybody. I'm Ed Robinson, and welcome to another exciting edition of At the Rim. This is the program that gets you caught up on anything and everything happening around the NBA. Coming up on this edition of the program, CharlesBarkley. Yeah, he made a big announcement. We'll have more on that, but first, let's recap Game 4 of the 2024 NBA Finals. So in Game 4, it was just complete dominance by the Dallas Mavericks. Never close. The Mavericks beat the Celtics 122-84. Boston now leads the series 3-1. For Dallas, Luka Doncic led the way with 29 points. Kyrie Irving finished with 21 points. Dereck Lively had a double-double with 11 points and 12 rebounds. Tim Hardaway Jr. finished with 15 points, and Dante Exum finished with 10 points. On the losing end for the Celtics, Jaylen Brown had 10 points. Jayson Tatum finished with 15 points. Jrue Holiday had 10 points. Sam Hauser finished with 14 points. Payton Pritchard finished with 11 points. Derrick White only scored 6 points, and Al Horford only scored 3 points. Once again, the final score in Game 4 of the 2024 NBA Finals, the Dallas Mavericks 122, the Boston Celtics 84. And so Boston still has a chance to close it out as the series will head back to Boston for a Game 5. As again, Boston leads the series now 3-1. So will Boston have the opportunity to raise banner number 18 at the TD Garden? Or will Dallas force a Game 6 and send it back to the Lone Star State for a Game 6 in downtown Dallas at the American Airlines Center? Only time will tell, but right now, Boston leads the series 3-1 as Dallas would go on to win Game 4 as the series shifts back to Boston for Game 5. All right, some more NBA news to pass along to you. We lost another NBA great. ChetWalker passed away at the age of 84. Walker played 13 seasons in the NBA. He played 7 with the Philadelphia 76ers, and he was a part of the NBA championship team with the 76ers in 1967. On that team was Will Chamberlain, Billy Cunningham, just to name a few. Along with playing with the Philadelphia 76ers, Walker played 6 seasons with the Chicago Bulls from 1967 to 1975. During Walker's time in the NBA, he was a 7-time All-Star, and as I stated earlier, won an NBA championship with the Philadelphia 76ers, and also was a member of the NBA All-Rookie First in 1963. So again, Chet Walker passing away at the age of 84. All right, so I mentioned earlier that CharlesBarkley made a big announcement, and the announcement is that Charles is retiring from television. During NBA TV's live NBA Finals Game 4 post-game coverage, Barkley made the announcement that he will be retiring from television at the end of the 2024-2025 NBA season. Barkley said during the broadcast that no matter what happens in the midst of the ongoing NBA media rights deal negotiations, he plans to retire from television. Of course, for those of you that may not be familiar with what's going on currently, next year, the 2024-2025 NBA season is the last season under the current NBA media rights deal. So right now, TNT is still in the bidding war to keep the NBA package. Also, ABC, ESPN, better known as the Walt Disney Company, they're also in the negotiations as well. And also, NBC. For those of you that may not be remember, NBC was a key player in covering the NBA from the 1990s to the early 2000s. And also Amazon Prime wants to get in the mix as well in terms of the new NBA media rights deal. So there's a lot going on with that. And also there's talks about the future of the Inside the NBA program. But to continue with CharlesBarkley retiring from television, again, he made the announcement that he will be retiring from television at the end of the 2024-2025 NBA season. He also said that during the broadcast that no matter what happens in the midst of the ongoing NBA media rights deal negotiations, he plans to retire from television. In addition, Barkley also expressed that he did not want to work for another network and wanted to finish his television career with TNT. For those of you that may have been just recently discovering Charles Barkley within the last several years, Barkley has been with TNT since 2000, being a part of the award-winning studio show Inside the NBA, alongside Ernie Johnson, Kenny Smith, and Shaquille O'Neal. As a studio analyst, Barkley has won 5 Sports Emmy Awards. So Charles Barkley, controversial, can be polarizing at times. I didn't agree with everything that Charles had said, but I did agree with him on some key points, especially in the world of basketball. And when you talk about somebody that not only knew the game of basketball, but also animated and was one of the key components in making that studio show come to life, not just inside the NBA, but pregame and halftime show. Charles, along with Ernie, Kenny, and Shaquille, I mean, it was just magic. And next year, the 2024-2025 NBA season will be Barkley's last, as he stated, as he'll be retiring from television. And, man, when you have something, you need to hold on to it as long as you can, because there have been other networks under the current NBA media rights deal that have failed to capture the chemistry and the magic of that studio show, such as Inside the NBA, and as well as the pregame and the halftime shows, not just with Charles Barkley, but with other key components in that nucleus with Ernie, Kenny, and Shaq. But again, Charles Barkley will be retiring from television at the end of the 2024-2025 NBA season. So there's no doubt that next NBA season, Barkley's last with TNT and being a part of Inside the NBA. We don't know what the future of Inside the NBA is going to hold, because, again, the negotiations are still in progress, or should I say are still ongoing with the new NBA media rights deal. But Barkley also said that on the live broadcast with NBA TV, that he said that he is passing the baton to Jamal Crawford and Vince Carter. For those of you that have watched the NBA on TNT, not just with Inside the NBA, but also the pre- and post-game shows, as well as the halftime show as well, that Jamal Crawford and Vince Carter have worked with TNT for the last several years, and they've done solid jobs in their own right as well. Vince has been a part of the Inside the NBA as well as the pregame and halftime shows in the studio whenever Shaquille O'Neal or Kenny the Jet Smith, or even when Charles has been on vacation, they've had Vince in the studio with Ernie, and also Draymond Green has been in there periodically as well as Jamal Crawford. When Jamal is not at the location doing color commentary for the game, they'll bring him into the studio as well. But Barkley said during the live post-game coverage on NBA TV that he is passing the baton to Jamal Crawford and Vince Carter to carry on the NBA coverage if the NBA does return to TNT, again, pending the whole media rights deal with the league, because, again, the negotiations are still going on. But Charles Barkley, man, what can you say? Very dynamic. You either loved him or you hated him, but, hey, people watched, people tuned in, and Charles Barkley was a part of just television magic with that studio show Inside the NBA, alongside Ernie Johnson, Kenny Smith, and Shaquille O'Neal. All right, and that's going to do it for this edition of the program. Until next time, everybody, I'm Matt Robinson. Remember, be good and stay safe. Talk to you again soon. Hey everybody, thank you so much for tuning into the channel. Remember to click like, share, and subscribe, and thank you for watching.